Hey, it's Clay Trade, and this will be a video chart on the Nasdaq. It's been a while since I've done this one, but like the other markets, just booming, putting in new highs, just looking real nice. And I'm actually not going to spend too much time on the daily chart for this one because resistance-wise, you gotta shrink up the chart pretty good to be able to start to find some resistance levels. So other than do that, I'm just going to take a look at the weekly chart and spend most of my time there because that's kind of where we have to go at this point in time in terms of being able to locate some of these future resistance levels. So with that being said, let's just hop over to the weekly. And the first thing that I want to point out, which is from a charting perspective, is actually kind of exciting and just a good sign to see. But keep your eye on two moving averages. Here we have the 50-week simple moving average, and there we have the 20-week simple moving average. And if you look right here and then correspond that to where it happened, somewhere right around the beginning of 2008, the 20-week simple moving average dropped down below the 50-week simple moving average. And then if you just follow that, was below, 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 and then look what happened here a couple weeks ago. You draw a line down here to kind of where that occurred, and you can do the math. Well over a year since the 20-week moving average has been above the 50-week. Now, sure, this was declining here when it crossed over, but still, knowing that this average is now headed upwards and getting above this key moving average, like I said, it's been a long time since that's happened, so that's an encouraging sign. One thing to note is moving averages are lagging indicators, so they're not forward looking in any sense. They're just telling us what we already know because they're taking averages, but nonetheless, it's just a positive and encouraging sign to see this sort of event happen when it's been such a long time since it last occurred. I mean, think about all the things that have happened in a year's time, and that's basically how long our 20-week has been below the 50-week simple moving average. So that was the first thing I wanted to point out. The other thing is just looking down here at the MACD. Let me make this a little bit bigger. But a few weeks ago we did get the zero line crossover. That's nothing new because, like I said, that's been over a month ago, but that's a positive. Just the other thing I like to see is how this blue line has maintained above the red line. That's just good MACD action. It's how you want to see it react, and it's just an overall a good uptrend. This is a secondary conformer, as it obviously just depends on the actual price, but nonetheless, a lot of people use the MACD, so when you see it acting so bullishly like this, it's just once again one of those encouraging signs. But getting back to the actual chart and price action, there's only so much you can say. Everybody remembers this period here where things, end of the world here. Oh, this might be the bottom. And this section was kind of no, it's going to tank. I told you so, it's going to tank. Moved again, got some sideways action. All the people said, all right, this is when it's finally going to tank. And now up again it went. So it's been acting very bullishly in the sense of making nice moves, going sideways, consolidating. Here is another nice consolidation period, and then up we go here. One thing to note, this is the weekly chart, and being that it's only Monday after the bell, there's still 4 more days that can influence what this candle looks like. So we're not really going to talk about this candle so much, just more of the overall chart, but keep that in mind. This candle could still change. But now as for resistance levels, well, the next kind of key resistance level that we're looking at is going to be right here, or if you just want to kind of make it a little more simple, you could just say the 200 week. Now that's going to be what I kind of perceive as quite a big battle zone. I'm not sure if we'll be able to push through that on our first try, but nonetheless, this is one area to look at as we hopefully continue on up. Or if you want to use these two previous lows, this low was at 21.55, this low was at 21.67. So for simplicity's sake, we'll just call it 21.50. The moving average, the 200-week moving average right now is at 22.20. So take your pick what you want to use, but the point that needs to be kind of taken away from this is that this area up here is the resistance zone, if you will, that we'll need to pay attention to in terms of hopefully getting the price up through there. It may take, a few more months to be able to get that, because we may pull up here and then need to consolidate, but that's fine with me. Sideways action, once again, like we had here, and then even a little bit of pullback action like we had there. That's healthy. It lets profit takers out, lets new people come in at higher prices, and then just pushes the chart upward. So will this happen anytime soon? I don't personally think so. I think we'll need to go sideways a little bit, kind of form a stronger base, curl up like a spring, and then hopefully when it's time we can assault that level. Now in terms of support, the ideal support level that I'd like to see hold on any sort of pullback is going to be this level right here. We can call it, let's see, the high here. We'll just call it 1900. That would be the ideal level that I'd like to see hold as support. So let me change that to green. And let me change this to red so everybody can remember red for resistance. And if this one doesn't hold on in the pullback, then I definitely want to see this level here hold as support in terms of this one not being able to hold strong. So let me get that to green also. And I'm going to make that a little thicker because that's kind of one where I really want it to hold. If that one can't, then that's when I'll kind of maybe start to worry about this move up. But that would take quite a bit for it to drop down there. But nonetheless, these are our two support levels that I'll personally be watching. So keep your eye on the weekly chart and the daily chart. Like I said, you can't really tell much from it besides we're just going like gangbusters, flying up. So the weekly chart at this point in time for me is a little bit more useful. I would encourage you to take a look at the post and the link that has the free ebook. If you click on that, go to the newsletter site and sign up, you will get a free ebook that gives some of the strategies I use. Then you also get put on for plays I'm watching, charts I'm watching, and so forth. As a group, we've been doing pretty well. We've had some 10, 15, 20% gainers, and then with some of the penny stocks we've been playing, our latest has been a 76% gainer. So it gives a nice variety for everybody, and we've been doing well and having some nice plays where everybody can profit. If you do have any other questions though on the Nasdaq, please send me a message. I'll try to answer your question. But if not, thanks for listening.